So I love this story so much. The story comes from the Washington Post. Pregnant woman given HOV ticket argues fetus is passenger post-Roe.
You know, the thing is this person's not an activist, right? They didn't do this specifically as an activist to try to start shit. They did it because they were running late.
Right.
So, and they even come out and admit it. But even if it has unintended consequences of making people think about this in a different way, that's how it should be thought about. I think that this needs to be thought about in those ways, in those corner case ways that push people and make people uncomfortable.
100%.
Make people uncomfortable with them controlling you with your body. Make them feel uncomfortable about it and hurt them. Hurt them in the pocketbook is what I say.
That's it.
And this is taking money out of it's taking money away from the state, which the state doesn't like. You could do this when it comes to insurance and other things where you're suddenly making these weird gray areas where you're saying, no, man, you're saying it's a person. Well, if it's a person, then I had this miscarriage. Where's my life insurance or something? You know what I mean? Like I'm saying that I don't think that that's possible, but you know what I mean is what I'm building off that.
It's like we were talking about earlier, which is, you know, if legally one thing is true, other things necessarily follow in many cases.
It ties up.
Right. So if we are saying that a fetus is a fully legal human being, then all kinds of interesting shit must therefore also be true, right? So like, should people have should they get a child tax credit?
Yeah.
Before the child is born? Yeah, absolutely they should. As soon as you're pregnant, should you get a social security number? Absolutely. You know, right now the way it works is when the moment a child is born, that is the date, and for that year you get a child tax credit for the full year. So it's not like prorated. So if you have a kid on December 31st.
And you had a kid in December.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You get a child tax credit for the whole year, right? So, and if you get pregnant and it miscarries, you should still get the child tax credit.
Yeah.
Because if you have a child and it dies that same year, you get the tax credit. This is big dollars, guys. This adds up to billions and billions of dollars the federal government is going to have to fucking deal with. You got to do shit like that. I think also if it's legally a person, we've got to start making a case like, look, pregnant, child support begins immediately.
Yeah.
Let's put some of the financial burden on the backs of somebody other than women.
Pregnancy isn't cheap.
Right.
Pregnancy is expensive.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, how's one person supposed to do all that work leading up to it and then not have the child?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you should be, if you leave before then, now you're on the hook.
I think it's legitimately like if somebody's pregnant and you're not going to stick around and she can't get an abortion, you need to be financially on the hook. If that fetus is legally a person, all kinds of shit necessarily has to follow.
Yeah.
And I think we need to push that envelope, to your point, in ways that cost money.
If it costs money
to people that don't want to spend it.
If it costs money, people are going to change their mind. You inconvenience business in this country, things get changed, man.
Yep.
Things get changed. And so that's what I think you do. And, you inconvenience big businesses with big lobbies like insurance lobbies and shit.
Sure. Yep.
Well, it'll be rough for them.
Yes, it will.
So I think that this is one of those stories. It's one of those stories that's kind of funny. And I don't think this person meant for it to be like that. No. But it's such a great observation. And I'll be perfectly frank. Even if I wasn't somebody who was pro-choice, I would still think that a pregnant lady should probably use the HOV lane.
Get the HOV lane. And I love that she's been pregnant. This is her fourth, and she's driven the HOV lane every time.
I think it's great because, being pregnant is super uncomfortable, and there's things pressing on inside your body in ways that most people don't have to deal with. So what if she has to pee?
Right.
Yeah. Shouldn't she be in the HOV lane or whatever? Right. So she's less likely to be inconvenienced. Even if I'm not pro-choice, I still think we should just open up the HOV.
Get the fucking HOV lane. Yeah. It's fine.
But if it makes a point and they say that's a person now and then they cut back, then I'm willing to say no HOV lane.
I just love this.
Yeah.
I just absolutely adore this.